Hey, come on in. Come on in, good people. Come on in. Come on in. I'm trying to see who's first today, but it won't let me see. All right. Oh, okay. Lakeista is in. All right, Lakeista is first. Janet is second. Good to see Barbara Delarson. Bernice is in from King County. Good to see Christina Michelle. Gloria Wells is watching. Alicia, good evening to you. Hello, Tia. Hey, Tania, hope you're doing well. Good to see Dana be on. Bunny, where? Where is Bunny? Bunny is in Portland, Oregon right now, all the way across the country. Good to see you. Good to see Scott Brown. Thank you for your service to the city. Patty Valenti is on from Florida's Space Coast. Good to see Trisha on. Good to see you as well. Michelle and Mr. Bill is on. Thank you very much. It has been a very busy week. Good to see Gene Coleman. Welcome back, LaWanda Tillman. D. Terry Mobley is here on time on this date. So excited about that. Good to see Lily Reddick on as well. Joycette, I did see your text, and I'm thinking about how I'm going to respond. Um, Dana B, we will talk about that. Good to see Shirley on with us. Lita! Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good week, Lita. Good to see my cousin Marion on. Hope you're doing well. Good to see Catherine on. Trish is on, and now Chat has joined us. So the question of the day is Trish where Chat is? Or is Chat where Trish is? Or are they together? Good to see you, Patty. Thank you very much. Good to see Sarah Stevens, Liberty City's finest and Liberty County's finest. Good to see, Miss Elizabeth Gerard, all the way from New York. Good to see you. Hope you are doing well. I know you are killing the game up in the Empire State. Good to see Willie Brantley on as well. Lisa. Hey, Lisa. Lisa Perosi. Good to see you as well. Gloria Smith is on with us. Janita has come into the room. Good to see you. Good to see Aunt Ollie on. Thank you very much for joining us. Miss Talia Atkins, good evening to you. Good to see you. Sister Barbara Foster, good to see you this week in Ohio, and so I hope you're doing well. Red Strawberries is on, reminding everybody that you should juice. Cynthia Moore is on. Michelle, I knew exactly who you were talking about. I knew my name was Mayor and not Mary. Lisa Wiggins is on with us saying good evening as well. Lakeisha is saying hey to mama. Lakeisha, Barbara's your mama? Okay. Leslie Baker is on from Burton, South Carolina, just across the bridge. Good to see you. Um, and Alicia, send me that TikTok. I want to see that. Terry is on time, so we don't have to give Terry a hall pass. She is on time. Gwen Days is on with us. Good evening, Snowy. Hope you're doing well. Good to see Margie on as well. And Lisa has come back again. Hey, Lisa Torres, thank you very much. Gwen Days is watching. E. Joyce Paris is with us every single Friday night. Patricia Johnson, good to see you. She loves us. We love her too. Mama Charlotte is on. Good to see you. And Joycette is being mean to me. Mama Marsha is on. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, and hope Molly's not working you too hard. Good to see my brother Hollis Johnson on. Hollis, thank you so much this week. We had some major moves with the vice president coming in town, and Above and Beyond was right there for us. Thank you for all you did. I mean, y'all came up, y'all gave us world-class service, and I appreciate that. And thank you, sir. Trisha Howard, today is the 27th anniversary when 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 Chat said yes to Trish. All right, 27 years ago, Chat told Trish yes, and so they're still together. So happy anniversary! I'm gonna give you some love for that. Um, give you some love for that happy anniversary, and they're spending it with us. That's what I'm talking about. That's the dedication I'm talking about. Here they are. They could be like booed up somewhere, and we would understand. Yet they're with Friday Night Live. Good to see Stacy Henderson is on with us from Chicago. Good to see you. I've been in Chicago 2 weeks ago. Always love that town as well. Lou Phelps is on. Good to see you, ma'am. Hope you're doing well. Shauna Moss is on. Hello, 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 Alvernia Jackson. Good to see Tam Reeds. So Tam Reeds is in the building. And yes, to answer your question, the shirt got to who it needed to get to. Okay? The shirts got to where they need to get to. Good to see Dr. Priscilla Williams on with us. Hope you're doing well. And we did it, Priscilla. We did it. As well, and Marion Jones, absolutely. Good to see Sep. Good to see you, ma'am. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing my best to try to take care of the parentals, but they think they're grown most of the time. Joan Daniel, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Mama Julia Carter is on. I'm gonna give her some love as well, so y'all do the same. Always good to see her. Patricia, I'm going to see Mom and Max like tomorrow. Like I'm gonna go see them jump in and jump out. So I will tell them both of you said hello, and maybe I'll post a picture of Max because I'm sure he just loves to take pictures. Thank you, Lou. I appreciate it. Shauna, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Good to see the Soul Brothers and Soul Sisters of Black's Tropical Homestead. Good to see you. Ruth Albright, thank you for joining us. Gwen, you enjoyed the rally. I enjoyed you being there. Good to see Felicia Vereen on. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Shauna Kennedy. And ladies and gentlemen, Pastor Thurman Tillman is going to get the award this week now. Well, today is Chat's award because he's been married for 27 years, but the husband of the week was really Thurman Tillman, and he knows why. Because he showed up and showed out in a big way, and I don't know if I would have did that, but he did it, so that's why they've been married all the time. How long y'all been married, Pastor? Alvernia, yes, it was good to see Mr. Jackson in Columbus. Got in there, we had work to do. We had a bishop to elect, and we got in there, and thank God we got it done. Marilyn Witter, good to see you. I thank you. I love you too. Thank you. Josie Jones is on with us as well. Thank you. Good to see Olga. Good to see Loto on with us. Loto, I think I left a message with you and you never responded. So you're being very disrespectful right now, and I'm going to have to tell Lindsay. Ernestine is in New Jersey. Glad you got there safely. Thank you as well. We do agree Hollis is a GOAT. Hey, Reggie, hope you're doing well. Thank you. Serena Robinson, good to see you, ma'am. And that's all I'm going to say about that. All right? That's all I'm going to say. Vanessa Savannah did not disappoint. And Lakeisha says, all right, so Barbara Dolores is your mama. Okay. See, I didn't know that. I mean, I'm glad I didn't talk about her while you were around. Karen is on from WJCL. And so you want to know about that, just hang on. I will get to that, okay? Just hang on. Patricia on, thank you very much. Catherine, exciting time as well. Chriselle says, Trump 2024. I mean, that's fine. I mean, at the end of the day, the beautiful part of America is we get to choose what we want. So I totally and absolutely respect your choice to choose your candidate. I'm fine. So you won't get no trouble out of me on that one. And we should all be respectful in that way. People die for us to have choice. So, I mean, good for you. Bishop Jacqueline Gilbert Grant has entered the room. Good to see you. And so we will all behave because she's in the room. I think I owed you a phone call back, or did you owe me one? Good to see Georgia Davis on. Sharon is on from South Carolina. Joyce Williams, thank you so much for joining us. Good to see Shirley Spears. Thank you very much. We'll talk a little bit about that as well. Paige Monroe is on. Thank you. Crystal Creations is on. Thank you. Um, and Trish says, yes, bring treats. I will bring treats because he's not going to come any other way. Um, Good to see Linda Kelly on. Thank you very much. Vanessa, God bless you too. And today is the 24th anniversary of Mr. Bill. Wow, we have two anniversaries over here. So we have the Howards and we have the Youngs. So thank you, Michelle and Bill, for sharing with us. Um, Good to see Robert Richards on. Thank you as well. Tennille is all right. We're going to have some more. Shauna, it's okay. Donica! Good to see you, ma'am. Jenny, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, Good to see Brenda Haycoat with us. Thank you. I appreciate you. We had work to do. You know, we had to push somebody over the edge, so I was glad to do it. And I appreciate you and always you and the elder for always being so kind to me. Good to see Barbara on as well. Paige is on as well. Tam, where is I? You know, Debbie lost her dad, and so she's been having a moment. So we kind of keep in touch. I think she'll be back, but I will check on her. Shauna Brown, hey Shauna Brown, hope you're doing well. Thank you. I appreciate you and love you too. See, Barbara Kaufman is out of town, but she is on live. We like that kind of stuff. Vernon Campbell is on as well. Thank you very much. Good to see Alfreda Goldwire. Felicia Chapman, good to see you. Thank you, Mary Ann Goldwire. Um, and Olga, call me tomorrow. Okay, call me after 9 o'clock. Um, Ernestine, the time will change after daylight savings. Good to see Jackie Merriweather on as well. Sean is watching SmackDown. Um, Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Alicia, the videos. I appreciate it. Rochelle, you did a great job. You had a conversation going on with the vice president. Good to see Amari, AAA Adams of the Adams Funeral Services. Great funeral services. I hope not to use them anytime soon for me, but they make you look better than sometimes you look when you're alive. Good to see Catherine Grant. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, Vandy. Good to see you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Barbara. Sarah, good evening to you. And Amy, where you been, Amy? We missed you as well. Um, Felicia has a house party. Um, Send me something, and if I can make it, I will make it. All right. Thank you. Tam is going back to the carousel. I will talk about that. The child is on. Crystal Kaufman, good to see you. Good to see Sharon on. Sherry Butler. Can I be myself now, Sherry? I'm just asking. Hey, Rosemary Mackey, good to see you, ma'am. Our friends from the islands, thank you. Good to see Delandria Smith on. Thank you for joining us. My brother Monia, good to see you yesterday as well from Ruin Thai Cuisine. Alderwoman Estella Edward Shabazz, good to see you, ma'am. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Patty Myers, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Sandra Smith, Rocket Robin McDaniel Beck is on from Kansas City, Missouri. Catrice is on. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Amy, I think the dogs are going to just go ahead and kill it, though. I think they're going to kill it. Good to see Darnell Brooks on from Nashville. Good to see you. Thank you, Michelle. The Maestro, Spencer E. White III is on. Good to see you. And we're going to talk about that, Bishop, because I'm going to Sandfly Barbecue, too. Thank you to Neil. And thank you, Quadri. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. And Dream. Hey, Dream! Okay, good to see you, but I have not seen Dream in a while. So, Dream, you got to come see me. I got to, see how you're doing. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, it's Friday night, and we're always glad to have you here with us. And so the first thing we do is we like the page and then we share the page, right? So make sure. Some of you are not liking the page, and I told you my content people are telling me that soon we're going to just send out the notifications to those who like the page. All right. So, we're just going to go ahead and do that. Okay. We're going to do that. We're going to make sure that we like the page, and then we're going to share the page. Can you do me a favor right quick? Okay. Could you do that for me right quick and like the page and share the page? Can you do that? All right. Tam Tam, Tam Tam, Tam Tam. We're not doing this today, Tam Tam. It's okay. It's okay. We have to start showing ourselves a better example. Haagen-Dazs has a bunch of different types of ice cream. Leopold's ice cream is better right here in Savannah. When I go in, there are ice cream that I really, really like. I like a lot. But I'm only choosing one flavor. And so I choose the flavor that works for me. The reason why there are other flavors is because other people might choose other flavors. You're supporting the store. And so because I might choose the sorbet or the cookies and cream, doesn't make someone who chooses buttered pecan bad. And so as long as the buttered pecan is not disrespecting the sorbet, then I'm fine with the person with the buttered pecan. Because at the end of the day, it's really about purchasing. So the same thing about America. I mean, the great thing about it is that we have choice. And so I'm not going to allow, because at the end of the day, I'm still the mayor of the city of Savannah. I got Trump supporters. I have Harris supporters. At the end of the day, we're all Savannians. And so I'm not going to burn the city down because we can't agree to respect either of those choices. So as long as you ain't dissing me for my choices, we're good. So don't worry about it, Tam. We're all right. Paula, good to see you. Angela Kirkland is on. Hey, Shakita Austin, thank you for joining us. Come on, Asia. Hello, good to see you. Kay said, oh, wow. Well, yeah, send it to me. I want to see that. I want to see Dream singing. Alan Wright, I was wondering where you were. All right, Alan Wright is in the house, so good to see you. How do you like a page when it's a favorite? Or you go to the top, the front of my page, and you click follow or like. I think it's follow. So that's how you do that. And good to see Anna Hamlet on. And thank you. And my unofficial press secretary is in here, Nikki Simpson. And so having Nikki Simpson and Tam Tam Reeds on the same live at the same time with the bishop looking down on me is really not a good space to be in. So everybody just be cool, okay? Thank you. Joanne Watkins is on as well. Good to see Dr. Tony Jordan. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Lamb is on. Thank you for joining us. Jeanette Jenkins and Cheryl is on as well. So anyway, I like the page. Then we have to go through. I did see Tara yesterday. Tara was with us at one of the stops. Brother Keith Kimball is on with us. So let's go ahead and show some love to Tara, being Tara Strong, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead. And we'll get that done. So we want to get that done. And we're sending out love to our girl Tara. I was happy to see yesterday, as a matter of fact. Saw her downtown, so she's doing well. And then we're sending out love to our lupus warriors. Good to see the young men of honor on with us. Thank you very much. Good to see Kathy Boggs as well. And Amy, it was a rough day, so thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for doing that. We're sending out love to our lupus warriors as well. And then finally, of course, we send our love to our folks dealing with multiple sclerosis. Again, for those who have lupus or those who have multiple sclerosis, we know that you have it, but it does not have you. So we send our love to both of them. So we can go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to tell you everything you want to know. I know Kyle from WJCL has a question. I'm going to answer his question. And then we'll see what else you have for me today. So first of all, before I get into that, I want to just share that this is Labor Day weekend, the unofficial end of summer. There was a rule out there. One of y'all made up the rule that you cannot wear white after Labor Day, and you can't wear like seersuckers after that. All right, Craig, we're thinking about you, Craig. Okay. And so whoever made that rule didn't live in Savannah, but it's Labor Day. But Labor Day is more than the unofficial end of summer. And I want to make sure we're very clear about what this is all about. Labor unions, the labor movement has really helped to define our country. And so it's because of the labor movement that we enjoy some things that we really hold dear. And so I want to make sure that we're all clear about the wonderful things that we enjoy here because of Labor Day. So, for example, weekends without work, breaks, lunch breaks, that's because of labor union, paid vacation, the Family Medical Leave Act, FMLA, sick leave, Social Security, the minimum wage, Civil Rights Act, Title VII from 1964, which prohibits discrimination, 8-hour workday, overtime, child labor laws, 40-hour work week, pensions, like OSHA, the Age Discrimination and Employment Act, Sexual Harassment Laws, Americans with Disabilities Act, employee dental and health, and all of those things. These are the things that the labor union helped to make possible. And so, although in Georgia was known as a right-to-work state, which means that there's no property right to employment like it is in the North, we know that unions help to keep us safe. And so for those of us, to include myself, that are part of unions and union organizations, thank you. And big shouts out to my Working Savannah Task Force and the Savannah Regional Central Labor Council for all that you do with your affiliated unions. So thank you very much for that. Ezekiel, I will do that in a minute. I will send that to you shortly. So thank you. Jenny, you talking about sidewalk repairs? Call 311. Now the fun is over. Just call 311, Jenny, 311, and report it. No problem at all. They'll give you a tracking number, and that's how we do it. Okay. Barbara Kaufman said there's no white after Labor Day. Yeah. So thank you all very much. Ezekiel, I hear you, brother. I hear you. Mimi, good to see you. And yeah, Sarah, I could talk about affordable housing. Yeah, it's not only here in Savannah. It's all over the country. And in short, what happened is, well, let me deal with this. Jenny, then inbox me your tracking number. And if you did it a year ago and you provide me a tracking number, then I will find out personally on Tuesday what happened. If you did a year ago, go ahead, send me the tracking number. Just inbox me the tracking number and the date that you did it, and I will find out exactly what happened. Okay? So, anyway, but housing is expensive because in Georgia you can charge what you want to. The law basically says or implies that as long as you have a willing renter and you have a willing tenant, and I offer what I want to for rent, and you're willing to pay it, then that's what happens. So people, if they have an asset and they get to charge what they want to for that asset, then that's how the rent gets high. And that's the situation we find ourselves in. And the city of Savannah can't regulate that. And so people are able to move here and they're able to use their funds, and they're able to, um, get housing, and so the properties go up. Then you have people, these equity firms, and people who sell their houses, and people turn around and flip them, and they use them as rental houses. So that's really the issue. And again, it's not just Savannah; it is all over the country. We have asked the state over the last couple of years to allow us to have some type of rent stability tools that basically says you can't raise rent over a certain amount of time. That has never made the floor. Okay, the state ain't trying to hear it, but I just want you to know that. Okay. Um, all right. There's 3 barricades up in lots. Jenny, send me the tracking number and let me follow up. Okay. So thank you. Um, so that was the deal with that. So I dealt with Jenny. We talked about affordable housing. We talked about labor unions, and now let's talk about the week that we had here in Savannah. Wow, 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 wow is all I can say. We were blessed to be able to welcome back to Savannah uh, the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. This was her second time coming to Savannah. In February, she came. She told me she would be back. 6 months later, she is back. It is the first time we believe in history that we have had a president or vice president, sitting president or vice president in our city in the same year. In the same year. And she's been here twice in 6 months. And that speaks to the power of our relationship with her and with the White House. It speaks to the power of the things we've been able to do working together. And it really speaks to her commitment. She told me she was coming back, and she came back. Good to see the Honorable Gabrielle Nelson, the Mayor Pro Tem of Port Whitworth, Georgia. Good to see you, ma'am, as well. Um, I remember, let me think. Kamala Harris came this week. She came in February. Mike Pence came, I believe, in 17 or 18. Mike Pence came. And then Barack Obama came in like 2007. So you think about that. And she's been here twice. She's been here twice. So that is just amazing to me, um, you know, that she was here. I'll talk a little bit more about it. Good to see our senior statesman. Would I welcome Donald Trump to Savannah? Of course I would. I'm the mayor of Savannah, as I said before. I'm the mayor of Republicans, Democrats, and Independents. And so he is more than welcome to come. He's more than welcome to use our facilities. Again, for me, I'm an idealist in that way. That's the power of America. And so if he wants to come here, fine. I may not be going to see him. Now, be clear about that. Now, you said, well, I welcome him here. He's welcome to come. Would I go to, probably not. Nah, hard pass on that. But, uh, you know, obviously he's welcome to be able to come. Believe it or not, there's some concerts I wouldn't go see either. It's just not my thing. And so we have to be all things to everybody. And as long as Savannah's in the spotlight for positive reasons, then I say, hey, go have it, have it, have it, have it, have it. So she came in on Wednesday. I was supposed to be out of town, right? Um, and so while I was out there, wait a minute, let me look. I'm reading. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you. Uh, Thank you, Jeanette. All right. Well, Jeanette, I'll be joining you. I will be heading there uh, this weekend as well. So, um, hey, good to see. Oh, Mr. Jermaine Reed on. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. McCurry. Um, Thank you, Tricia. And so Rachel, remind me of that, okay? Remind me of that. So she came in on Wednesday. I was supposed to be out of the country, but of course, when people come to your city, you're there. So I came. We've been working on a date for her to come, and so we finally came up with the date. And I will tell you, it is challenging because in one case she's a sitting vice president, so you're dealing with the White House on one end. She is the Democratic candidate for president, so you campaign on the other end, and you have the Secret Service in the middle. And the Secret Service does not play. And so we gave them places that we thought they should go. There was a bunch of places that we gave them. George said, I see you. And let's say, for example, they say, give us 25 places. We'll give them those places, and then they'll have we'll go here, if not there, here, there. And I believe they were changing some of that stuff in real time. They were really changing it up because, again, she's the vice president. We don't want anything to happen to her while she's in our city. So she landed hey, Shannon. She landed at 165th, and so Air Force 2 landed down there. I was there to greet her, as well as Commission Chairman Ellis and the U.S. Congresswoman Nikema Williams from the Atlanta area. She's also the chairwoman of the Democratic Party, and so we were there to greet her as she got off the plane, and that was always very cool. She went. We had students from Savannah State that were there, and so she had the opportunity to greet them, and she connected with them. I mean, here it is. These young college students had the opportunity to meet the Vice President of the United States. I mean, beyond a candidate for president, she talked to these students, and it was important to me as a Savannah State graduate. What people see is what they will be. And so she was able to get there and really inspire them. And I'm standing there listening to her telling these young people that you don't need anybody's permission to be great. And they are just all ears. And so shouts out to the Savannah State University. I was so happy to have some of those students here. Thank you. And let me just say hello to Barbara and Rick. But our 100-year-old Friday Night Liver, Miss Sadie Campbell, has joined us. So we love having Mother Sadie on as well. So thank you very much. And so from there we had a motorcade. The motorcade was there was about 30. I counted about 35 vehicles. There were 2 buses. Well, let me go back. So with her was Governor Tim Walz. So I've met the vice president on many occasions. I did not ever meet Governor Walz. And I mean, I like this dude. I mean, just as cool and down to earth. And you wouldn't think that he was a governor, but he was just so down to earth. And I really appreciate him. He was well read. He was well versed in our city. And I was very, very happy to meet him. Hey, Aviana, good to see you. I hope you're doing well, Aviana. I hope you enjoyed the aquarium today. So we got into this motorcade. And so the rule is once the motorcade starts, the motorcade doesn't stop. So you had dudes in here with machine guns. You had 2 ambulances on the back. You had the buses. You had the Beast. You had all these cars. And so when we started to roll, we did not stop. And so we went down Dean Forest Road. I mean, again, they stopped all the cars. Good to see you, Brother Alfonso. Then we went from there. We went, I guess that would be west on I-16. Again, no traffic. Nothing was on the road. They shut down the traffic like 30 minutes before we got there. And so, hey, Margarita, good to see you. We went west, and then we went south on I-95. And I mean, I had not seen I-95. No traffic on I-95 while we're going south on 95, I-95. And these cars are getting it. And so we got down to the exit after Highway 17 in Liberty County, made a left and got off. And went on 84, and we went over. Good to see you, Audrey King. I missed you in Chicago. We went to Liberty County High School, and this is a beautiful school in Liberty County. They have a college, they have a campus that rivals colleges, and so we went in there and went into the school, and there was a band having practice, and there were football players and cheerleaders in there. And again, I had a chance, hey Pinky, I had a chance to see the Vice President of the United States sit here and energize and inspire young people. You can't make this stuff up. Kids know when you care about them. Hey Pete, good to see you. And so she's talking to these kids, and then Governor Walz turns around and he's talking about each individual instrument, and talking about how individually they work one way, but then when they work together is a whole nother thing. And thank you, Mama Charlotte. And talking about how it's important to be able to work together, but you have to make sure you bring your game to the band. And again, another inspiring message. He is a teacher. Was a teacher. He's a football coach. So he's connecting with kids, and so it was really, really cool. And so we were there. Then we were back on the highway. We went back on 84, and then from 84 we went north on 95. And again, all the traffic was stopped on 95 north, and we went riding on that, and that was really cool. Stopped all the traffic, and then we got off at 204, and we went down to, I believe it was, we got on Veterans Parkway. Again, no traffic on outside, and the motorcade does not stop. I'm just so impressed with all of the security measures. Basically, your bubble. Once you're in the bubble, they're checking everybody, they're checking all the cars. Once you're in, you are just in. I mean, and we went to Sandfly. And so here we are, the corner of Ferguson Avenue, and that was Skidaway Road. We went to Sandfly Barbecue and went in there, and here I'm watching the Vice President of the United States and the Governor of the state of Minnesota. I mean, just chilling, talking to people. Again, genuine interaction. Talking about people, what their issues were. There were teachers in there, and they were talking about what teachers were. They talked with the folks there about small businesses and what small businesses go through, the challenges that they have. Thank you, Elise. And it was, again, we spent time there. There were people outside. There were people protesting outside. But after that, it was like cool. We got up and we left. And they bought food from them. They bought food for, I believe, mostly everybody in the party. So there are 35 cars. And so they bought, I think, for their campaign team and stuff. Yeah, thank you, Bonnie. We appreciate that. Amy, it was. We came out and went down Ferguson Avenue. Then we turned on, I guess that would be Whitfield Avenue, came up and got on to Veterans Parkway. Got off at Durant Avenue. And then that's where it got a little messed up. So we get on Durant Avenue and get on 516, and then everything almost comes to a standstill. Then I learned that we had one of our police officers. He was a motorcycle officer. He was riding motorcycles, just corralling the traffic. And he had an accident. Somehow or another, the bike got away from him. He was seriously injured. And we went to get the vice president into her place where she was staying for the night. And that's the other thing. She didn't come in and leave. She stayed in Savannah, Georgia. She spent the night in Savannah, Georgia. Good to see you, Joshua Flynn. She spent the night like we did in Savannah, Georgia. Usually they fly in, fly out. She didn't do that. I went to the hospital after the vice president got secured. I went to the hospital to see his wife and see him. I had a chance to see him, and he is very, very, very banged up. Very, very banged up. He's going to have surgery. It's going to be a long haul. He broke some bones. Thank God he's still alive. And it appeared that his, his head is not damaged again. I don't know. But when I went in to speak to him, although he was, very, very drugged up, he knew who I was. So we thank God. We think he's going to be okay. It could have been a lot worse, particularly being on a motorcycle, being the speed that he was traveling. And hey, LeVar, good to see you. And so I was thinking about getting a motorcycle, and now I guess I'm not going to get a motorcycle again. But just keep him in your prayers. Prayer works. So thank you all for your prayers and thoughts for him. Again, I spent some time there with him and his family at Memorial. His fellow officers were there. The Secret Service was there, and they stayed with him. And again, I appreciate that. So finally, we get back home and we go to sleep. The next morning, we're up and going. She's on the move. They're going to and fro, and we connect. And was riding, on this campaign bus that they were using. Governor Walz then leaves and goes. He had somewhere else he had to go. And so from there, where did we go? We went to Dottie's. Well, we went to Kim's Cafe, which is where she did the interview for CNN. So she used a local business here in Savannah, Kim's Cafe on MLK and Gwinnett Street. And so we were happy to have another local business spotlighted. That's where she did the CNN interview. From there, we went to Dottie's, which is a wonderful restaurant on Broughton Street. I believe the 200 block of West Broughton Street. And again, walked in there, and Miss Gregory, you were there, and people were really excited to see her again engaging with this small business, and talking with the owners, talking about their dreams, talking with the staff, talking about what their goals were, talking about the things, the challenges they have. That was important. And again, she's going around, she's taking her time, she is connecting with people. I saw, thank you, Miss Lily, I appreciate that. Rachelle Gregory had her phone up in her vice president's face, and she's like asking all these questions, and she took her time and she answered all Rachelle's questions. She's asking people their stories. There was a sous chef there was a veteran. She looked around the store. She heard about Dottie. This was Dottie's. The strange part about it, Dottie's is named after one of the owner's grandmother, who turned 114, and she's passed away. But her birthday was yesterday. So the day that the vice president was in the store named for her grandmother, she turned 114. It would have been her 114th birthday. So talk about great setup. So that was a great setup. And so talking with the folks, asking them their stories. Again, wonderful time there. She bought some stuff. And yes, she paid for it. She paid for it. I saw it. She got a credit card, she paid for it. And she wanted this caramel chocolate cake. One thing I learned, hey, Deborah Simmons, good to see you. One thing I found really interesting about her was that she's a cook. She likes to cook. And so everywhere we went, she was very interested in cooking. Hey, Sheila, good to see you. And she was very interested in cooking. And so she was interested in the bakery at this portion and talking about the bakery and how, the cooking and how that, the bakery, the pastry stuff was made and stuff like that. So they're all in this technical food stuff. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm out. I mean, so she bought me a ginger ale. I like ginger ale. So she bought me a ginger ale, and she bought Representative Williams some stuff, and she got the cake, and she bought a basket and some other things, and she paid for it. It doesn't make one thing to come into a small business and get stuff for free. She paid for it. She paid for it. And I think I was just really impressed with that, because they probably gave us a ginger ale, but no, she wanted to make sure that she deal with that. Linda Love, good to see you. I appreciate that. I'm glad they speak highly of me, because that's home. So we were doing that. There were a lot of people out on Broughton Street. Secret Service had the whole block shut off, and so that was really cool. And then, hey Marva, hey Stephanie, good to see you. We got back on the bus and we went around again. We went down Broughton Street, came up and around on Bay Street as well. And when we, I left the ginger ale can on the bus. I gotta find out where my can is. Hey Elise, good to see you. So we went to MLK and we went to the Gray. And many of you are familiar with the Gray, which is a world famous, award-winning restaurant. Mashama Bailey and John O'Morsino are the owners, and Marshama was there, and we got there for a kind of a volunteer appreciation. Again, first thing the vice president did was she wanted to go in the kitchen. She wanted to go look in the kitchen. So she's there, she's shaking hands, she's talking with people, learning their stories. Again, literally engaging with people. And I think some of our staff was trying to, kind of keep her on time. And, she was talking to people. She was engaging. I've been around, I know fake folk. And, for her, she just really wanted to know about people. And, whoever wanted to take a picture, she was just so approachable. And so we did it again. Yeah, I know. Terry, I'm at to find my ginger ale. So from there, where do we go? We got on the bus. Oh, so here, this is probably one of my highlight moments. So at some point, I tell the vice president that Mashama has like some of the best collard greens around. Shannon has great collard greens too, but I was talking about Mashama's collard greens. And then they were asking the vice president, she said, well, she likes collard greens too. And so then her and Mashama kind of get into like this like cipher, and they're just ebbing and flowing, talking about collard greens. And the vice president saying, that she's cooked them, and then, she cleans them, and then she seasons the water with all this stuff and stuff and jalapeno and stuff she's putting in here, and then she puts the greens in after the water has been. So they going back and forth, and actually Mashama was actually pretty impressed by her knowledge of collard greens. Again, for me, I don't cook collard greens, I eat collard greens, but she's sitting there and they're going back and forth about collard greens, and Mashama, I didn't think about that. And so they going back and forth. So they're like, Madam Vice President, we got to go. Madam Vice President, like, hold up a minute, we're talking about these collard greens. And they're going back and forth. So, all right, it's time to go. And so we get in and we go back, and we are going to the in-market arena. And we're coming in through the loading docks. Good to see Richard Dinkins. Good to see you. And Joya Dinkins. I don't know why y'all late, but I did notice y'all were late. Good to see you. And so as soon as we got to get in there, they're like, you know, Mr. Mayor, it's time for you to speak. We're like, man, we just got here. Like, well, it's time. We need you to speak. So, all right, it's time for me to speak. So I'm walking through this little tunnel, and I hear my name by like the voice of God up there. And I walk out, and all of a sudden, I mean, because we're in a dark tunnel, and my senses were overloaded because all I see are lights, and all I see is people, and all I hear are people like cheering, like for me. I mean, I was like, wow. And to be honest with you, I got overwhelmed because I'm sitting here like, they're cheering for me. Um, you know, I'm still, you know, I'm like, wow. Um, and I'm looking out and I'm seeing that I don't see an empty seat in Savannah, in the in-market arena, in Savannah, Georgia. A vice president for the second time in 6 months. And so I get there and I go up on the stage, and I think I lost my composure almost because I'm just like, wow. And I mean, just, it was really, I think it was overwhelming for me. And I think, you know, because people said that it couldn't happen in Savannah. And I'm telling the White House that it can happen in Savannah. And I'm telling the campaign it can happen in Savannah. And I'm telling them that people would turn out. And 8,500 to 9,000 people were there. And the energy was phenomenal. And so I had some written remarks, and of course, me being me, I totally went off script. I said, "Oh Lord," I said, I said the Secret Service is going to pull me off because I mean, I spoke from the heart. I mean, you know, about the reasons why this was important. For us, you know, it's clear that the road to the White House goes through Georgia, and the lane to that road goes through Savannah and coastal Georgia. We love Atlanta. We need Atlanta. We need Metro Atlanta, but we also need Savannah and coastal Georgia. Without you, this does not happen. This does not happen. And when it was over, good to see you, Reverend Debbie Morse. When it was over, and I finished saying what I had to say, and y'all was still cheering. I think I came out and I was just doing my fist, and it was me really just kind of beating the air because I mean, y'all had me pumped. I mean, I was like, I just like, wow. And so, you know, then the president of the student government from Savannah State introduced her. She did a phenomenal job. And then the vice president comes out, and she felt the love because it was, and I'm looking around and I'm saying, wow, and I'm looking at little girls, I'm looking at little kids, and they may not have understood all that was happening, but they understood who was happening. That here you have the second most powerful person in the world, regardless of what party you're in, the second most powerful person in the world in the same room as you are. And that's why the security was important. And that's why you stood in the rain. And that's why you had to endure all those checks. And that's why you had to go through all that list. Because the fact of the matter was that the center of our universe, beyond Washington, D.C. and the White House, was Savannah, Georgia. And all eyes, media outlets from around the world, were watching Savannah, Georgia. And she was great. She spoke well. She spoke to the things that were important to us. And then she, went around and she shook as many hands as she could shake. I knew that they had a wheels up time, that she had to be back on Air Force Two because, they have schedules, but she took her time and she shook as many hands as she possibly could. And I appreciate her for that, because people waited hours to see her, and she did a great job. And then I was sitting there looking, and I saw my god baby Maya, and Maya was over there. Well, actually, I saw her mama first. Her mama is almost as short as Maya, but I saw her mama, and I'm looking for Maya, and I see Maya, and Maya is getting older, and so one of the agents went and got Maya and brought Maya over to me, and so I'm holding Maya because the vice president signed a book for Maya last time she was here in February, and so she came up and she talked to Maya, and she grabbed her face, and she took a picture with us, and I'm hoping long after I'm gone, when Maya is a great woman doing great things in the world, that she'll remember that day. And the vice president told me when she came, she told me from the stage, she thanked me for my friendship. She thanked me for my leadership. She thanked me for being such a wonderful host. She said she loves Savannah, and she told me she will be back. That's what she told me. And so, I want to thank Savannah. I have hundreds of pictures that I need to post, so get ready, get sick of it. Good to see you, Henry Lee Perry. Good to see you, sir. I've done news interviews from across the country. I've done CNN. I've done MSNBC a couple of times. Today I did Meet the Press with Kristen Welker, and Kristen Welker was trying to treat me like she was grilling me with questions. I'm like, hold on, Kristen, hold on. I'm not a senator or nothing. But she was throwing them questions at me, and but again, for me, and I'll post that interview as well with Kristen Welker. But it was an opportunity for me, and I said it again. I said Savannah's the greatest city on earth, and I said that, and I had a chance to be able to say it because we have the greatest people on earth. For us, Savannah matters, and for a long time, we acted like people who treated us like Savannah didn't matter because we acted like we didn't matter. But the day we realized that we mattered, the day we realized that we had worth, the day we realized that we had something to offer to a larger conversation, the day that we stopped acting like we were a small city because we're not a small city, the day that we started walking in our destiny, the day we started including more people at the table and making sure that people had seats at the table, the more that we realized that we can get somewhere quicker, faster alone, but yet we could get somewhere further together. The moment we realized that we were Savannah Strong, the world noticed. And now we are playing the game. We're in it. And Savannah, and I say Savannah, I mean Savannah. I mean Savannah, I mean Effingham, I mean Liberty, I mean Bryan County. For us, they know our names. They see us. And to Clifford Curry's question, good to see you, Dr. Erica Petty. Um, I understand that, President Trump is talking about coming to Savannah. And you know what? Let him come. Because Savannah matters. And we're a city of independents. We're a city of Republicans. We're a city of Democrats. And again, I'm the mayor for everybody. And so if they want to come, if they know that we're important enough to come and see about us, then guess what? I want them to come and see about us. And so I'm good for that. So I'm good for that. So two other things I want to tell you. And one thing was this. I've heard that some folks, and I won't call them Trumpers, but I'll just say some people are talking about boycotting Sandfly Barbecue because the vice president came there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are better than that. Okay? Any business that they come and they patronize is money that they pay taxes on, money that is recycled throughout our community, right? Money that helps pay for the things that we need here in this city, money that helps local people feed their families and make their dreams come true. And so what I need you to do, because they're telling people, asking people to boycott Sandfly Barbecue, we ain't doing that. We are not doing that. So over the next couple of days, we'll say a week, what I want you to do, I want you to go to Sandfly Barbecue. I want you to go to Dottie's. I want you to go to Kim's Cafe. I want you to go to the Gray. I want you to buy something and tell them the mayor sent you. Can you do that for me? I want you to go to Sandfly Barbecue. I want you to go to Dottie's on Barton Street. I want you to go to the Gray on MLK. I want you to go to Kim's Cafe on MLK. I want you to patronize them in some way, even if you're buying a glass of lemonade or one of their great barbecue sandwiches or one of their great pastries or the caramel chocolate cake or the chocolate chip cookies. But I want you to go there because we're not going to let evil win. We're not going to do it. And yesterday, two ladies decided they want to get up and they want to, be loud and try to interrupt her speeches. In Savannah's fashion, you know what we did? We raised our voices and we got them up out of there. And so we will not allow evil to over-amplify good because any business would be glad to have the vice president of the United States, no matter who it is, no matter what party, come to your business. And so I want you to do me that favor, and I want you to support these businesses, and I want you to tell them that the mayor sent you, okay? Because I want people to know. Barbara, when you go there, I want you to tell them the mayor sent you. I ask for the owner, ask for the manager, tell them the mayor sent you. Because we're not going to allow people to do that kind of stuff, okay? We're not going to do that. So we're just not going to do it. All right, so y'all saying y'all going to do it. I want y'all to do it, all right? Michelle, come on down from Atlanta, okay? I want y'all to go. I want you to go, and I want you to tell them. And I want you that let you to know, okay? Because we're not going to let them win. We're not going to let them win, okay? Yes, do that. I want you to do it. All right? Amy, can I run for governor? That seat is already taken. Shalinda, you know I'm mad with you, right, Shalinda? You know that, right? I'll tell you about it later. But we're not going to let them win, okay? We're not to. Oh, wow. Thank you. Of course, Erica. You know I love Maya Giovanni. Eddie, I'll leave that alone. Yeah, I will send it to you. Michelle, send me a DM I can respond to, okay? So what are the places again? The places again is Sandfly Barbecue. Let me see. Then Sandfly Barbecue, Dottie's, the Gray, Kim's Cafe. All right. We're going to show people we're going to do better than that. So, all right. But Labor Day is here. Hopefully you're going to get some rest. I'm going to try to get me some. I don't know if there's any questions that any of you all have. I certainly will answer them. But we're going to do this. We're going to take over this city for good. We are not going to allow foolish people to win. We're not going to do it. So Sandfly Barbecue, Dottie's, the Gray, and Kim's Cafe. Go there. I will. We're gonna go there and tell people what we need to do. So let me go to Rochelle's question about the state election board. So the interesting thing about the state election board, it's like you go through. It's like baseball. You go through the whole season. You go through 162 games. Then you go into the World Series, and then you change the rules. Now you've been playing by the rules the whole season, but now you change the rules, hopefully to affect the outcome, which I think is asinine. I think someone's going to sue. What we need to do, I think you need to make sure that your state representatives and your state senators know about it. They are running for election now. And you need to make sure very clear that if they don't go on record about it, they may not have your vote. I mean, this is important. This affects them too. It's funny, 2020 we had this election. The governor, the secretary of state said we did not have voter fraud, but yet they changed the rules. It's like we don't like the rules. We don't like the outcome, so we change the rules. That's crazy. That is crazy. And I don't have much on the city's role to do, but we certainly can make sure our state representatives and our state leaders know about it. We have to be able to engage in that way. Again, I think there'll be a lawsuit, but and then we have to make sure that you are registered to vote. So, I forgot to tell y'all. Let me tell you this. Let me see. Wait a minute. I forgot to tell you. Wait a minute. Let me tell you this right quick. So, if you need to, right, make sure you tell them the mayor sent you. Okay. Check your voter registration status. Right there at my voter page. It literally takes a couple of seconds to do. Okay. It takes a couple of seconds to do. Go ahead and do that. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Rochelle. I appreciate it. But hey, this is week. Now I got two things. So let me congratulate you for week number 232. Week number 232, 1,624 days. We have been getting together every single Friday night for 4 years, 5 months. Every single Friday night for 53 months. Every single Friday night, no matter where I am, no matter where you are, we have been together. This is a long relationship. This is a long situationship. This is a long entanglement, and we are still together. And I want to thank you all so much for helping us build community around the world from right here in Savannah, Georgia. Thank you for coming to spend time with us. I am so appreciative for all of you in that. Next week is going to be challenging. I think I'm traveling, but I might change the time a little bit, but I will let you know how we will do it because I'm not going to miss a Friday night if I can help it. I have not missed one for 253 weeks. 232 weeks. 232 weeks. Good to see my cousin's wife, Pam, on. Good to see you. And to all of you, thank you all for being Savannah Strong. You have showed that you can come show out in a big way. We know that we're going to need you to continue to show out no matter where you are in this equation, no matter if you're independent, Republican, or Democrat, we need you to vote. For us, we want to make sure that everybody votes. We want to be a high voting area because the fact of the matter is when you vote, people pay attention to you. And so because of what we were able to do in 2020, people are paying attention to us. We cannot do it without you. Good to see you, Frank Smart. Hope you're doing well. Thank you all so much. I'm going to try to give me some rest this weekend. Have a great, great weekend. And hey, thank you so much for being Savannah Strong.